The sound does not invoke confidence. Must we do this every time? Who are they trying to keep out of this? For those of you who watched my Strangest Canned Meats of Europe video, then I think that you might remember a quite memorable canned meat that I reviewed, and it was a Ukrainian-made can of Spam knockoff. Oh no! This was a can that literally received no score because it was the strangest thing I've ever eaten, and I wasn't even sure that it was meat. It tasted like eating a couch cushion made of flesh, and it was just the most bizarre thing ever. And coming from a country that really sort of adores its canned foods, it really felt weird that that was such a poor offering. So I've been looking for other Ukrainian knockoff Spam to see how they would fare against the original. So I was able to collect about 7 or 8 cans of different Spam-alikes. And then for what I think is just an egregious sum of money, I was able to buy an official, real, original can of Spam. Also, I'm just very curious to see how it stacks up to the original. I think that these flavors are going to be a little bit different just because Ukrainians have a different palate than Americans, but I'm very curious to see how this stacks up. So we'll just do a quick round of introductions to see what we're going to try today. Obviously, the original, Spam. We're going to use this as sort of the standard for which everything is compared. We have the Ukrainian look-alike. So this is the one that most resembles a can of Spam. So I think that by content, it's probably the most similar. I think that this has a different spice profile, but we will see. So those will probably be the most similar. There's also another can that resembles sort of the one that I got and tested. It also says Italian. So this sort of worries me as well. I'm not sure how this one's going to stack up. Hopefully better than that soulless gruel that I ate in the last video. But again, we'll see. So we have 4 cans from a manufacturer that I really trust. If you watched my Stalker video where I made tushonka, the best tushonka came from this company, Alan. So I have high hopes. I don't know how different all of these shinka, so shinka is like the Ukrainian word for ham. I believe it's also Russian too. So shinka just means ham. So ham in a can is Spam. Hey. Myslivska. So this is Hunter's Spam. So I believe that the Hunter just means that it might be a mixture of meats, probably more spices than the other ones. So we have this. We'll get this out of here so I don't cut my fingers off. We have shinka Kievska. So this is Kiev shinka. So Kiev Spam. I don't know what this even means because Kiev is not really known for Spam. There we go. And then we have shinka Firmova. So this is their brand shinka. So this is whatever they felt so proud to put their name on. So this could be the best. This one is a little bit strange because it seems kind of counterintuitive. It's shinka z yalovichynymi. So this is ham with beef. So I'm not really sure what to expect from this. It might be very interesting or very terrible. So there's the names. They all have kind of similar pictures there. So you can see this is definitely darker. It looks a little like tongue. So they do have different colors, potentially different flavor profiles, I guess we're going to see. I'm saving the weirdest for last, and that is these beauties. So we have duck, chicken, and beef. I put this up to a vote on my channel for my subscribers. This one won, there was a handed winner here. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe because I do like to allow subscribers to interact with the channel. We have duck with apple. This was the winner, so this is what we're going to try today, but we also have chicken with carrot and beef with prunes. I will save these two for another video, but this is sort of what we're looking at here. This is what we're going to compare. So I guess with intros out of the way, it's time to get this date started. I guess we're going to start with these and then work our way through everything else. But buckle up and grab some luncheon meat and get ready because it's going to get salty. Okay, so we're going to start with our Hunter's ham. This brand is really incredible. There should be no sound in any of these cans. It's not really a soupy thing. So if I do hear something in there that might sort of concern me a bit, but let's crack this open. Oh my. Okay. Right off the bat. So you can see very gelatinous, very tushonka-like in its appearance. So already a little bit off, I suppose. The instructions on this said to refrigerate and then separate from the wall. They actually have super cute little instructions here on how to open this. I suppose just because Ukrainians typically don't just plop it all out onto a container and then slice it. So separate it from the can and then... Oh, this is already regrets. As you can see, off to a flying start. Oh, there's that sound. Already, the texture, the fat content is a little strange. In terms of my predictions, I think that the original Spam will have the best texture. I think that it will hold up the best to being grilled or pan-fried. I think that it will be much saltier than everything else because Ukrainians don't typically over-salt their cans, where Americans do. And I do think that some of these other cans will have deeper flavor profiles, I suppose, so more spices and things like that. But already this texture is a little bit strange. It's not really like a ham, it's just like pressed meat fragments, which I guess might be what ham is. Gonna get in there. Okay, so cross-section wise, looks pretty good. You know, your standard ham. Lots of fat, but I am seeing sort of this bits of sort of the unprocessed meat here, so it seems like less processed than sort of the American version. Smells like Spam. Smells exactly like Spam, so that's super cool. And I'm going to pour a little bit of mustard because since my childhood, I've always had Spam with mustard. So I bought some American-style baby mustard because mustards in Europe are, excuse me, pretty hardcore. So I like that mild flavor with the Spam. So we're going to give this a test and see how Ukrainian Spam stacks up to the real deal. Now, it's saltier than I expected, so it is a little bit closer to Spam. The textures are interesting. I don't know if I like it yet or not. It definitely does feel weird. It's got a very strange mouthfeel. But I do like it. I like it. The jelly on it is a little weird, but it is flavorful. And then we'll see how this is with a dab of mustard and some green onion. That bite of the green onion and that sharpness of the mustard is just so cool. It really, really adds a lot to it. I think that this is actually quite good. Not really what I expected, but nice. Probably isn't going to differ too much from the other ones, but we'll see. So, first one down. God, look at this cutting board. It's like a ghost had an orgasm all over it. Well, it's actually pretty good. Maybe I'm a gay ghost. Okay, so up next we have the Kiev ham. Kiev's not famous for ham. This company's not located in Kiev. They're in Dnipro. So I'm not really sure why it got the name Kiev. Maybe it's because it's the most populous city in the country. Don't know. So anyone from Alan, if you're watching, please feel free to let me in on your fake Spam lure, because I'd really like to know. Oh yeah. So this is way more solid. So there's way more gelatin in this. This is super firm. Even more than like cold Jello. I've never seen anything like this. And they love this sort of aspic stuff. Man, it is in there. The sound does not invoke confidence. This is so weird. Oh my God. Get out, get out. It's trying. Come on, bitch. The texture is really sort of like coming apart. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Oh, it's really firm. Oh, God, it's so firm. It smells so salty. This smells way more processed than the first one. And it looks way more processed as well. I guess first we can try, I can't tell you how like firm this is. It's like the pickled pig's ear. Just floppy. It's like pure texture. There's almost no flavor to it at all. I don't know what the purpose is of this, because the can, usually when I see something like this, I'm like, haha, I didn't heat it, and then everyone writes in the comments, haha, you didn't heat it. So you're supposed to eat this refrigerated, but it says on the can to eat it cold. So I don't know what purpose this is, and it's really firm. And it's way firmer than anything I've ever seen on any canned food ever. It's like a gummy bear, but like bone broth gummy bear, something like that. It's like the LaCroix of meat, just like a hint of it there. It's mostly texture, so I don't get it. Moving into the oh, that's really firm. Whoa, that's really firm. Whoa. Ugh. Oh God. And you just squeeze that little pocket of goo comes out of it. Yeah, I think I've overstimulated it. The first one felt sort of more like a homemade version of a sausage or something like that. Ugh. Okay. It's, you know, the texture's way more uniform. It doesn't seem to have those blocks of identifiable meat in it, and it just seems like there's way more fat. Kiev spam. Very salty. Oh, it's very salty and it's very firm, very packed. I guess that's why it was so hard to get out of the can. But you can see, I guess this is chicken, actual meat in there. So you can see that it's a pretty quality product, so it hasn't been processed into oblivion. It looks like there's pork and ham in this together. The other one had a bit more depth to it, a bit more flavor. This is a bit more one note. So I would say that the first is definitely in the lead on this. Plus this really weird, you know, bone broth gummy bear thing is just, I don't get it. I've never seen anything that firm. It's crazy firm. But I guess we'll do the test with mustard, because I think that mustard will definitely help this a bit, because it's so bland, I would say. Cheers, guys. The mustard and onion definitely help, but it's still very lacking. I wouldn't say that this is bad, but I would say that this is just definitely way worse than the other one. So, for sure, second place so far, we have the Kiev ham. On to the next one. This is the company branded, so Firmola. So this is like their signature series, I guess is the best way to call it. Okay. So again, that really solid gummy gelatin on the can. Very pink. I guess that's why they chose the pink can. Must we do this every time? This is my workout for the day. Jerking off cans of Spam. Ugh. Was it as good for you as it was for me? Oh. Ooh. This is very tough. This is too much, I think. Okay, yeah, so I'm seeing like the processed bits. There's still like the firm element of whole uncut meat as well. But this is just really bizarre. It's so tough. Smells like cat food. Little strange. I'm seeing some indesirable pieces in there, so it looks like this is mechanically separated everything. When you hear like shinka, like ham, you think of like the pressed ham that's typically sold in like delis and things. And that is exactly what this is. This is exactly a pressed ham. So this is ham in a can. It's not even Spam. It really handles sort of cutting way better than the other ones would. I guess this won't be too surprising, but I guess we'll give it a go. Oh. Ah! It's so salty. That uniform texture dissipates and then it breaks into so many different chunks and bits. It's not good. Oh man. I don't want to even try this with mustard. The combination of the textures, the saltiness of it, how bland it is, obviously the worst of the day. Sorry, Alon, this is the first canned anything that I've had from your company that's been awful. So after the swing and a miss, that was the Alon signature series of Spam. It was still better than the canned Spam from my European canned meat video, but not by a tremendous margin. At least I was offended by it. I'd rather be offended than have absolutely no thoughts at all. Speaking of being offended, I think that this sort of goes against all logic and reason. The color of it, this looks like tongue meat. So I have terrifyingly low expectations on this one. Okay, so this is already sort of the texture that I'm more accustomed to. It's still very firm, but it at least has give to it. It doesn't seem like some weird beef gummy. It's very, very firm. Maybe a little bit firmer than I would like, but it is sort of that pressed Spam, so that makes sense. Drippy, drippy, drippy. None of these want to come out and play. Maybe they know they're being filmed and they're camera shy. Oh yeah. It looks okay. This looks like sort of the meat that you would get in tushonka. So in normal canned foods here in Ukraine. Very, very familiar smell. This smells just like tushonka, but like super concentrated into like a brick. Oh. The knife felt like we hit different textures and firmness levels in this. That doesn't feel good. I think there's a reason they don't make beef ham. So, beef Spam from Ukraine. Oh, it's so gross. It's so beefy. I can't. Yeah, so this is kind of inedible to me. It tastes like beef tongue, but beef tongue is more unified in texture, and if cooked properly, it is magical. This is super firm. It lacks spices almost entirely. It's salty. Even the fat itself doesn't lend much flavor to it. It's sort of like a Christmas fruit cake. Like you're just chewing that cake and then hitting like different bits of fruit and things and nuts, and but it's meat and it's beef, so it's really off-putting. It's really, really firm too, like the hardest one. Like, ugh. Oh god, and look at the bottom of it. Why is it yellow? It's not rotten. It's such a weird color. That's probably going to be the worst of the day. Couldn't even finish it. Awful idea. There's a reason that Spam is made with ham. Right, so next on the docket we have the first sort of more knockoff Ukrainian Spam. I think that these are going to more closely resemble the original Spam. But this brand seems a little weird. Hapay? H-A-P-A-Y? Hapay. So it's not happy, it's Hapay. God. Fuck. Deal. God. Jesus. How would a child... This is like a child-proof Spam. Gross and weird and wrong. Alright. Oh, this feels way less fused to the can, so hopefully this one comes out with a little bit less of a battle. Oh, look at that! First of the day. Thank you. Okay, so that looks like Spam to me. It's darker. You see like spices in it. I'm seeing like pepper and bits of other flecks of things in there. Texturally feels kind of like Spam. Maybe a little firmer. But not bad, not bad. Looks okay. Wow, smells like Spam too. Okay. Trending well, trending well. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Just gonna get that cut. Okay, and then I see like, here's a bit of like firm meat in there. So this is sort of that unprocessed bits. Yeah, so this makes me a little bit worried, and there's real inconsistencies in the texture in here as well. I guess we'll give this a try. Huh? This is not Spam, not even close. But, in my childhood, I had a sort of a fondness for this. Vienna sausages, potted meat, sardines with mustard, you know, that kind of stuff. Canned foods I really enjoyed as a kid. And Vienna sausages were one of my favorites. This tastes exactly like a giant block of Vienna sausage. It is exactly like a Vienna sausage. Someone else would probably be disgusted by this, and probably rightfully so, but this tastes exactly like childhood to me. What? Does this have cheese in it? Soyevый белок. Oh my god, so this has soy protein in it? I was excited, I thought it was cheese. Maybe my excitement will take a hit when I try this, because this is just filler. Still about accurate to a Vienna sausage. Try it with mustard, because I really like Vienna sausages with mustard as well. Get a little bit of onion action in there too. So, the Hepe shinka, Italian style, tastes like a Vienna sausage. So I'm in Ukraine eating Italian shinka that tastes like a Vienna sausage from my American childhood. So, globalization, hey. There's just something so charming about this that I really enjoy, but I think that most other people might find this horrific. But for me, it's definitely got that sort of nostalgia baked into it, despite the fact that there's like weird filler in it and it looks really strange. But I like it. I like it. I don't know if anyone else would, but man, that's a little hit of nostalgia I needed. We're going to have these two go head to head. At what point is it a copyright infringement instead of homage? You know, so they're almost exactly the same. Hopefully the can's slightly easier to open than that other one. Oh, thank fuck. And the sort of marketing and design on these, oh, easy peasy. The sort of visual design on these cans is really similar as well. Ugh, this is way more drippy. So that's the Ukrainian one. That's super firm. That's really firm. Okay, it's a little bit better on the sides, but the same sort of like speckled look of spices and things. But, you know, block of meat. So the smell, it smells a bit more aromatic. Oh, can that opens normally, thank you. Oh god, and it's easy too, Jesus. There's this Hormel makes this, right? Thank you, Hormel. Not just for this, but you know, the childhood too. Ha! There we go. So you can see that they look incredibly similar. The Ukrainian style one is definitely darker. The Spam is lighter, firm. Actually, this is softer. It's firmer at the top. But yeah, the original Spam is definitely firmer. That Spam smell, it's almost unmistakable. We'll give these a cross section here. Just texturally, the Spam feels the best by the knife. Like, and then you can see like how uniform that Spam is, and then the sort of diversity in textures that the other one has. So we'll try the Ukrainian knockoff first, or copycat, homage, the Ukrainian version. So it does have that sort of similar texture to the other can that tasted like Vienna sausage, but this has way more meat bits in it, I guess I would say. But it's not off-putting like the other cans were that had that problem. I definitely taste more spice in this. Okay, so yeah, this one definitely has way more spices in it. Black pepper, allspice, nutmeg. So this is more like, you know, a soup starter block than Spam is. But the texture is a little lacking still, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. Every time I go home, I have Spam. I have to. I think it might be one of those things where, like, if you have access to it all the time, you'd never want it. But then when you don't have it, you want it. So when you go home, you have to have it. It's like Taco Bell. The texture of this is where it needs to be. Nothing else today has hit that textural sweet spot. The flavor is really nice, but Spam is so salty. Oh my god, it's so salty. It's like mummifying the inside of my mouth salty. Texturally, it's just fantastic. Really great. You know, there's also that sort of nostalgia inside of it that's, you know, takes you back to your childhood a bit. But it's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. I think that the mustard will help cut this salt out a little bit because it's just so heavy. It's really like my mouth is watering to combat it. But like the texture, love it. The mustard is the exact remedy for the saltiness of the Spam. It's still a little over the top, but quite good. And then the Ukrainian Spam. After eating Spam, the texture of the Ukrainian Spam is even stranger to me, like the different sort of inconsistencies within it. But I do think that the spice profile of this is maybe even better than Spam. Anyone from Hormel that's listening, call me. We can sort of collaborate because I think that there's a huge market for Spam and corned beef hash and all this other stuff in Ukraine. You just need to tweak the recipes just a little bit to sort of target that Slavic palate. Because, you know, they've literally mirrored what you've done and just created something that's more familiar to people here. So this is more like tushonka, and this is just more like a Spam, traditional classic canned meat. We are ready for our grand finale, if you will. This is the canned duck. This is the one that won the poll. I've never had canned duck, ever. I've had duck less often than most meats. It's fine, but not one of my favorites, I would say. I'm a little concerned with the liquid level in here. Ugh. Who are they trying to keep out of this? Okay. Oh. It just looks... I can't even tilt it properly because it's so liquid. Oh, it stinks. It smells like dog food. It's like so liquid. Oh God, and all of the different textures. I don't even know how I'm gonna get this out of here. Oh, it's so ununiform. Oh God, it's like a wet plop. Oh, and there's like... There is no way I would eat this if I wasn't doing it for this video. There's no way I would eat this. It doesn't even cut. I think this is one of those things that's closer to tushonka, but even tushonka you can cut. It smells like metal. It smells like the can. God, it stinks. I don't know where the apples live in this, and I've never seen so much meat, like just bits of it. So, duck with apple, I guess. Oh, it smells metallic. Oh. Nope. There was a brief second when it first hit my tongue, but I was like, okay, this might not be so bad. I should stop being so close-minded. And then I chew, and then, I don't know how it's so wet and so dry at the same time. And just the flavors and the textures are just terrible. This is terrible. There's like a gravy here, but like a dark gravy, and there's I don't know where the apple is at all. Maybe like the can waved at an apple tree on the way here. I don't know, but it's just a weird amalgamation of awful. This is awful. It's coating the inside of my mouth with this film. Oh, horrific. Gah. No review of Spam would be complete without mentioning the Hawaiians and their love of Spam. I made a version of musubi and tested all three Spam-alikes in this popular dish that I'd actually never tried before. To see this review and clips from other and upcoming videos, please visit my Patreon. Link on the screen and in the description. What a strange and salty ride that was. A lot of very interesting things today. I would say that the honorable mention would go to this, the sort of the Hunter's ham. It's really not even in the same class as the Spam. It's very similar. So this is like a Ukrainian attempt from zero to try and mimic Spam, but going their own way completely. And I really appreciate this. This is actually very good. So Alon, quite nice. From Alon, the beef version of this was terrible. The others were okay. Obviously, the duck was the most disgusting thing I think I may have ever eaten. It sort of just whipped the moisture out of my mouth, and it just created sort of like a flavor vacuum. It tasted burnt and wet and unseasoned and dry all at the same time. When you think of duck and apple, you think there might be like notes of cinnamon and a little bit of sweetness, and then that sort of rich fat from the duck, and then the bite of it as it's sort of like very soft because you don't overcook the duck. But this is just unrecognizable. Horrible, horrible. So the question is, how does the Ukrainian copycat stack up to the original? I think that the flavors are quite good in the Ukrainian version, but after trying the two together, I think that if Spam would lower the salt levels just a little bit, or if you are eating it with something else, like I made the Hawaiian sushi with it, the texture after being fried, the texture overall, the crispiness of it, and just how it marries so well with so many other ingredients just makes Spam such a unique and impressive dish. Ingredient, I guess? It's not really a dish. The Ukrainian version really came out much better than I anticipated, especially after eating that soulless zombie flesh of canned meat that I had in the European canned food video. This is a worthy contender for Spam, but it doesn't quite unseat the king. I would say that Spam is still superior. It's just got that something to it, you know? There's that little bit of magic in it that just makes you wonder, how does ultra-processed mess in a can taste so good? But it really is. It's really incredible. It's also part of so many people's childhoods, and people remember it so fondly. I wonder if kids today still eat Spam, or if that's just something that's kind of in the past. Ukraine, congratulations on a worthy effort, but Spam, still the king. All right, guys, thank you very much for your time. Let me know what you guys like. Let me know what you guys think is your favorite, and what's your favorite Spam dish. If there's a Spam dish that you'd like to see on the channel, please let me know. All right, guys, as always, till next time. The surrounding white chicken, and then like a bit of, looks like ham inside of it. I think it's giving birth to pork. Meow.